Here's more Nicktoons Unite, just because you asked nicely. So anyway, I've been thinking. All of the major cartoon channels are struggling to compete with streaming services, and there may come a day where Nickelodeon and similar networks go out of business. It's hard to imagine life without Nickelodeon. If there was ever a definitive end to Nickelodeon, it would mean that there would a measurable amount of content produced in total by Nickelodeon. This in turn would mean that someone could release a torrent that contains every episode of every cartoon to ever appear on Nickelodeon. To me, that just seems surreal. I don't really follow Nickelodeon much anymore. That's to be expected since I'm adult, but I do occasionally catch a minute or two from a cartoon in passing. From what I've seen, the current Nickelodeon stuff is decent, as far as kid shows go. People on the internet like to complain about how the new cartoons aren't as good, and I don't necessarily agree with that. I think that a lot of people complain about the new cartoons because they don't want to come to terms with the fact that they've outgrown cartoons as a whole. It's easier to declare that everything you didn't grow up with is terrible than it is to realize that you no longer find joy in something that used to be the center of your world. Wow, that last comment got a little deep. The text-to-speech chewed it up a little, but the main idea is still there. I should write for a living, or at least start a blog. I used to have a vlog series, but I would never post any of it online. It was too personal to show to people. I'm not sure why I stopped making them. I suppose I just lost interest. Perhaps it isn't a good idea to return to vlogging now that I think about it. My vlogs would almost always turn out really sad. Vlogging gave me the chance to probe deep into my own mind, and I would often tap into many repressed emotions in the process. Here comes a cutscene. First one in a while.
I make the rules. You boys are never getting out of here.
I couldn't hear any of that. Could you? This background music sounds a bit like the Mission Impossible theme. I guess composing original music is too hard. I wish THQ was still around. Nobody else makes these types of games. Some Nordic company bought the rights to THQ a while back, but they haven't been making any of these cartoon tie-in games. I suggested to an online forum that maybe this Nordic company could start making cartoon tie-in games like THQ used to do, and I was promptly ignored. I wonder if the co-op in this game is any good. It says on the box that up to 4 players can play simultaneously. I suppose the quality of the co-op is dependent on the personalities of the other people playing. I don't think I could successfully convince someone to try the co-op in this game with me. Even if I could convince someone, I doubt they would enjoy it. Gee, this boss battle sure is taking a while. Jimmy Neutron's getting a little low on health. Typing that out reminded me of how Jimmy's health was represented by a blueberry pie in a different game. That was the original Jimmy Neutron game. I could never get very far in it as a kid. I managed to pass the tutorial stages, but anything beyond that was too difficult for kid me to handle. That took an eternity.
So how are we gonna get out of this ghost zone?
Wait a minute. If this is a ghost zone, then those things before, they must have been ghosts!
You know, Vlad's not the only one with a ghost portal.
You have access to another ghost portal?
It's nearby. Follow me.
Jimmy's icon looks really ugly on this screen. I guess that's to be expected though. Trying to imitate a 3D render using a 2D art style isn't easy. Although they managed to do a decent job in that crossover episode back in the day. Remember that? That was so exciting as a kid. Although apparently a bunch of retards on the internet thought it was disappointing. You really need to reevaluate your life choices if you spend the majority of your waking hours determining how different episodes of a children's cartoon compared to one another. I mean really, get a life. Nobody cares if Season 2 of Jimmy Neutron was better than Season 3 or some such
The Fenton
nonsense.
family are the ghost technology wizards. Not me.
The Fentons? Are they the freaky couple Vlad had trapped in his throne room? If they're ghost experts, we should try to rescue them.
We can't. Vlad's too powerful with his ghost portal open. We need to find some way to shut it down.
If I spend some time studying these devices, perhaps we can build a gadget to close the portal.
This is no time to be studying.
Yeah, we're heroes! Heroes don't just sit around and study.
You're right. Heroes go out and save the world.
All right, let's get going. We'll figure out a plan once we get to Vlad's castle.
SpongeBob's involvement in that conversation was minimal at best.
Let's get
The shrimp ray is a neat feature, I guess. That guy's facial expression didn't really match his dialogue. I once spent 3 days of my life waiting on a torrent for a SpongeBob video game. I'd share that with you as long as we're on the topic of Nickelodeon. It's too bad the Rugrats weren't in this. I have to hyphenate the word Rugrat or else the text-to-speech pronounces it funny. Watch. Rugrats. Rugrats. Rugrats.